Alright, today's Wednesday, July 16th, and just look at a couple of trades here. But first, let's look at the S&P 500, and we're looking at the daily chart, SPY, and let's just kind of zoom in here. And you can see we kind of have a almost a dragonfly doji pattern here, just stopping right at the 5-day moving average, which usually is a good indication of which way the trend is going. So it's flattening out right now. So it's being neutral, but we did have buyers come in and bought this dip here down near to the 20. And you can see the RSI 2 has flipped over from caution to green, meaning that we may have potential building up again. The RSI 5 right here didn't quite make it all the way down to the 50 line like I like it. So that's the only thing you might say. It's close enough based on the amount of the strength of this trend. If it continues up, then this will also continue to go up higher. I also have the slow stochastic here, and you can see it's reading above the 82 mark. If it starts cracking below 80, then we're starting to see a lot more weakness. Right now, it's still, the trend is still intact as well. Now, as you can see, we have the 200, the 50s rising, the 20s rising, and just to let's just turn those off just to make this a little clearer here. We're going to leave the 5-day moving average over here, and we're going to go ahead and throw in the 10. And normally when you see the 5 above the 10, then you still on a short-term swing trade momentum going up, and you can see here it's the momentum still up, but the 5-day moving average is flattening out, and so is the 10 EMA as well. Now, since this turned into the RSI2 turned into a green dot, meaning that it crossed over the 60 mark here, it my signal here has posted here, meaning that we have a potential more upside to it, kind of similar to over here when we had this candle develop and the signal appeared at the end of the day, meaning that if it continues to trade higher, then the trend may go up higher as well. And it's not perfect, but normally if you come in from the bounce down here, for example, then the next signal usually has the higher probabilities compared to this one and this one. Where if you look at this one here, you see we did not get to pull back far enough. We did get a slight upturn, but it's really not enough. While this one here, we did get a little dip as well, but again, it did not close higher than this candle here, so it never triggered in. Now that we got this back here again, and then this we're back above the 5, and so now counts. Now here we're right on it, so it's kind of being neutral on the 5. You can see we did get a little bit of volume coming in here, which most likely due to the wick. If we just break this down into 2 sessions here, gotta be patient here. There we go. And we zoom in here, you can see mostly the dip buyers came in the morning, which is typically the retail traders come in here. Nice, good high volume here. Now, there may have been some institutionals coming here because of the such high volume, and that is a probability, but it's hard to say by just looking at it just the way it is. The good thing is the end of the second half of the day was usually where the institutionals would show their hand, and you could see they did support it and kept it up. So therefore, it closed out as a green candle and just slightly higher. Not much volume, but it is slightly higher, which is a positive thing here. And you can see the trend is still potentially going up higher as well. We got the 5 and the 10 EMA as well in this area. So now let's go back to the daily and look at 2 potential trades that I've seen. One of them is Dave. There we go. Okay, this is a major bank. We do have a bullish divergence forming down here. It is coming from an oversold area. As you can see, it dipped under the 30 on the RSI 5, which is the nice sweet spot for me as far as for looking for a nice bounce up. So that's what we've got. It's making lower lows. So now I'm looking for the green candle to show that the momentum has shifted and possibly get up to the price targets here. Now, granted, the risk here is around 12%, which is more than normal, but the rewards could be around 23%. So on something like this, with the larger than the average stop loss here, I would just trade half a position here just to keep my risk low and in check. Again, you don't want to trade anything more than 1 or 2% of your total account. All right. And now the next one here that I see is TIMB. This one is a wireless telecommunication company. And you can see as well, the trend has shifted down to the downward. We do have the RSI 5 below the 30 mark here, which is the sweet zone here, but now momentum starting to shift up. The slow stochastic is below the 20, and once it starts pulling up, then the momentum is shifting back up. So there's two ways to do this. Is look for a higher high from this candle, or you wait a little longer and wait for this slow stochastic to close above the 20, but usually that you would sacrifice a little bit of the gains here. So it all depends on your risk tolerance. In this case here, I'm looking for the close above the 5-day moving average, so it could be around in this area, and then the rest it could be around 5% as far as the gain, 4 or 5% for a quick scalp here for a trade. All right, so those are the two stocks that I've got here looking at, and we go from there. All right, good luck. Thanks.